I don't believe for 1 minute that Bill Belichick, he knew what he was doing, right? He knows exactly what he's doing. He was asked on WEEI radio in Boston, his reaction to this video that got out there on Facebook Live, which Antonio Brown, I still can't believe that he did this and posted this live right after the Steelers beat the Chiefs over the weekend. Well, you could hear in the background comments from Mike Tomlin as he's addressing his team and had some disparaging things to say about the Patriots. Well, how did Bill Belichick respond? Check this out.
Well, as you know, I'm not on Snapface and all that, so I don't really get those. But I'm really just worried about getting our team ready to go. Not really too worried about what they put on InstaChat or whatever it is.
Snapface or InstaChat or whatever those things are.
I'm telling you, he has no idea what it is.
Oh, I think he knows exactly what it is.
He
I'm thinking
no idea.
He either made that up or someone told him, hey, why don't you go out? Maybe he has a team of people who go there and say, here, say this, and this is we're gonna make it seem like you don't know what you're talking about. I have a feeling he does.
He said Snapface so confidently that he
That's
literally...
why I believe that he knows.
But I'm saying he didn't say it like I'm being forced to say it. He said it so confidently, like I have no idea what's going on.
It's a comedian delivering a line. He is so dry with that delivery. It's gold. It is comedy gold, right? Because that's all we're talking about. That's anybody that has anything to do with social media is talking about this for the last, whenever he said it, but yesterday, and probably will be saying this all the way through at least this game. I think this is brilliance on his part.
But this is the exact same way that my dad says it. My dad says Snapface and InstaChat and all kinds of stuff like that. When my dad was talking about this yesterday, he was like on Insta Live. I was like, Dad, you have no idea what you're talking about. It was amazing. But he said it so confidently because if you put a couple of these buzz social words together, they sound kind of like you know what you're talking about.
I'm telling you,
as
soon as I heard this, it just reminded me of the Adam Sandler skit, The Goat. And he's like, I don't watch the MTZ like you kids do. I mean, it's exactly the same thing, and it's just hilarious. I think that Bill Belichick knows exactly what he's saying. But getting back to the original posting of Antonio Brown here on Facebook Live, to do that in the locker room, I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see the NFL coming down on teams and players and saying, all right, starting maybe immediately or certainly by the next season, there are going to be no periscopes or anything like that going out, no instant chats or anything like that going out in a live situation locker room. I think that could be really embarrassing.
I think it's really bizarre that we've gotten to this point in social media and this hasn't happened yet.
That's a good point.
Because it was a 20-minute live stream of an environment that's so hectic and there's so much going on in terms of emotion that nobody really stops to think, how smart is this? What's actually being said here? Who could be affected in these, terms and situations? And who's going to see this? Where's this going to go?
Right.
And because of all that not really being taken into consideration, this goes out there and no one's really thinking twice about it. And I'm shocked that it hasn't happened before.
And that's where it's some concerns, several levels of concern surrounding Antonio Brown. Big fan of 120 Sports. He follows 120 Sports on social media, and he's responded multiple times to various things that have been posted by our 120 Sports social media department, and we appreciate that. But at the same time, it's like, okay, here's a player, here's a head coach who is addressing his team after a big playoff win. Aren't you supposed to be over there with the rest of the team, listening to your head coach? Make that right. I mean, you're supposed to be.
I would say.
But you're in the side locker room, doing this, and you're just, you're making gestures and you're pointing. That's one thing. The other thing too, though, is that, and I don't think his intent was to get that Mike Tomlin audio out there, but that's what happened. And I'm sure if he could do it all over again and completely erase everything, he would have. But you can't when it's Facebook Live, right?
Listen.
It's one thing if you're just doing it for your phone, you're recording it, and then you post it later. It's another thing when you're doing it live.
Well, the technology is available, so people are going to take advantage of it, and it's a fun moment to be able to share with people. There are 99% of the population out there that will never be taken into that locker room situation, that won't be able to ever be behind the scenes and see what goes on there.
No, that's wrong.
To be able to
that's wrong because we see
NFL
films do that all the time. It's just not live.
I'm talking about live, though. That's what I'm saying. That's why this technology is is so unique,
But I think the
and the
NFL
fact
is
that he
going
wanted
to
to take
stop
advantage
this.
of it. Sure, but I'm saying
And I
in
think the
this
Steelers are going to
situation-
stop this too.
But I don't think he was specifically, obviously, listening to what Coach was saying in that moment, which is why he didn't think that it was inappropriate to be broadcasting it. And I really don't blame him. I think that's kind of like I would say that maybe on a high school or a college level, like, yeah, he should be over there listening to Coach. Antonio Brown knows what he's doing. He doesn't need to get pointers from Tomlin at that point. If it's a team bonding thing, sure, like maybe put the phone down for a second and go hang out with Coach.
You have a responsibility as one of the leaders of the team that you're supposed to be over there in that huddle, and you're supposed to be doing. The other thing too, though, is that the most important thing is that this is like the Odell Beckham Jr. and all the receivers going down to Miami. If they lose this game on Sunday, this has nothing to do with that loss, right? But this is what's going to be something that critics and the haters are going to point to. That's going to happen.
Of course, but
so why open yourself up to stuff like this? We'll see. We'll see how this plays out. We'll get more reaction to Bill Belichick and his comments as well coming up later here on the show.